Hi guys, so I did a video discussing the My Friend Dahmer movie when that came out and I had seen it in theaters, and it was a lot of fun just to do something like a movie review, movie discussion, and I just watched the new Ted Bundy movie that's on Netflix and I kind of just wanted to talk about it with you guys. I kind of want to just compare and contrast Zac Efron to Ted Bundy, the story to Ted Bundy's story, if I think it was appropriate, you know, that sort of thing. Get my opinion out there, form a discussion. I am going to title this a review though because I guess technically this is a review. This movie was announced at the beginning of this year and Netflix had bought the rights to it, so it released on Netflix yesterday now. So May 3rd it officially dropped on Netflix and is available to stream if you have Netflix. It's also been released in select theaters, so for people who don't have Netflix or people who just want to support it on the big screen, of course you can go and see it in the theater as long as that theater's playing it. Just like with My Friend Dahmer, that was more of like an indie, smaller film, so that was in very limited select theaters. It wasn't in certain theaters, so kind of the same thing with this one. The first thing I want to say is at the beginning of this movie I thought that it was extremely fast-paced. They were doing lots of foreshadowing back and forth to when Liz and Ted met, and then like they were flash forwarding to like him in jail, and it was just going super fast and I didn't really like it. Like we were 15 minutes in the movie and we had to stop it and be like, wait a minute, like what's going on? From the trailers I didn't know the route that this movie was going to take, if it was going to be like My Friend Dahmer and just focus on one specific thing, or if it was going to be like a true like murder movie, which is what a lot of people seem to expect and want from these films. There's not really that many films on serial killers out there, but I feel like they're really starting to happen more, especially with My Friend Dahmer and now this Ted Bundy movie. A lot of people want that, and we're gonna get into that in a second. But it's pretty straightforward. This review is gonna be, I don't know if I can even say like there's no spoilers, because like if you know Ted Bundy, you know this movie, like you know what's gonna happen. I don't know how to like not spoil it for you. If you want to go into this not knowing anything about Ted Bundy, then get off of this video, I guess. But like, so it was really fast paced at the beginning. I didn't know what was going on or where the storyline was exactly at. From the trailer we got like the romance side of it, and then we got like the trial, but we had those very few clips like him committing a murder. So I do want to say, now this is going to be I guess technically a spoiler. I'll put a timestamp as to when I'm done talking about this, but I just want to talk about the murder real quick. The way that they put it in the trailer, it made it seem like this was going to be more than what the Jeffrey Dahmer movie was going to be. We were going to get more of like the killings and like the side of things, but literally that is the only murder scene, and it's not really like a murder scene. It's very PG-13 and it lasts for about maybe 10-15 seconds and it's at the end of the movie. I don't know why they really put it in the trailer and like made people expect that like this was going to be chilling, but maybe they wanted that effect to bring more of an audience. I'm not quite sure. But when it comes down to it, this movie is very similar to Jeffrey Dahmer in the fact that it follows Ted Bundy really, really closely, and it follows his mindset and what makes him the way that he was, what made him the way that he was, because he's dead now, thank God. So it makes you like really get like a sort of insight view to Ted, his intentions and his actions. But, and I'm really happy that they don't do this. I mean, part of me, like when I went to go see the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, I really wanted like the gore effect. Now, it being a little bit later, I'm glad that they don't do that, because I don't think that's exactly respectful to the victims. I don't think it's respectful to the victims' families. I mean, for a family to go and like see this film or be told about this film, and for people to describe like the things that happened to their loved one would just absolutely be disgusting. So I really want to give props that this movie was similar to Jeffrey Dahmer in the fact that it followed Ted Bundy, focused on Ted Bundy, and didn't disrespect the victims in any way, shape, or form. It was very straight to the point and all about the trial, his attitude, his characterisms, how he was able to manipulate people, and really give an insight to us like more so what to look for, what are the warning signs, what are, you know, what makes a serial killer. And that's why I love these movies, because I've been so fascinated by like cults and serial killers since I don't remember. I've just always been like into the brain and analyzing like what makes these people the way that they are. Is it, you know, how they're raised? Is it their environment? Is it a mental disorder that leads to like more of these serial killers? You know, that sort of aspect. It just all fascinates me, and it just literally blows my mind that people have done this. Like, these are real people. These aren't fictional people. These are real people that did real crimes, and it just makes my skin crawl. Like, that's... I love horror movies, but I love the horror from like true crime. Like, there's nothing that beats that. Like, getting the chills, and it's kind of disturbing because, you know, like, these are real victims. It's disgusting, it's sad, it's unfortunate, it's terrible, and I don't think that this movie at the beginning I felt was really glorifying things. I felt that it was like going too fast. I really didn't like it, like the first 30 minutes. I didn't think it was that great. I thought that it was taking a completely different path, but it gets really dark and twisted, and it really follows Liz extremely closely throughout the film, so you get more of her perspective on things and the things that she went through. The majority of this movie is based on the trial, how he, again, manipulates people on the stand, how he manipulates his fans, and it's crazy. I think that Netflix did an amazing choice by choosing to buy the rights to this film. I think the director did an amazing job. I'm really happy that it was the same one that did the Ted Bundy tapes that are also on Netflix, because I feel like he was extremely educated. He was aware of what he was doing. The casting was phenomenal. Lily Collins portrayed Liz perfectly. I think that she really brought like how Liz felt, the mental state, the depression, you know, the smoking, the alcoholism. It was just, she did an amazing, amazing job in this movie. Props to her, and huge props to Zac Efron, because editing Olivia here. I just want to chime in real quick because I've seen a few articles now since I've actually filmed this video on Facebook and Twitter about the controversy behind this film, because people are still upset that Zac Efron played Ted Bundy, so I wanted to discuss this really quickly. Zac Efron played Ted Bundy perfectly. Back in this time, Ted Bundy was extremely attractive, he was extremely manipulative, he was charming, charismatic, dreamy, what every girl wanted, and that's how he got so many victims, because he was easy to fool them. So I think Zac Efron being attractive, looking so much like Ted Bundy, and pulling off the romantic, like, Prince Charming look throughout the entire film was perfect, because I think it was extremely accurate. So I just want to chime in and mention that really quickly, that I think those people are clueless to the whole Ted Bundy thing and don't really understand it, and maybe they should, you know, watch some documentaries on him before they just attack and say that this is glorifying it. But then again, when I first watched the movie, like at the beginning, I thought that it was like glorifying just like the relationship aspect of it, but as the movie continued, you know, it really set in that like this is what Ted Bundy was. Alright, back to the video. He ghostly looks like Ted Bundy, and what really sold me was his interview that they filmed in the hallway with like the jail cells, the indictment reading. Those scenes were done so well by Zac Efron. I love that they actually took dialogue directly from Ted Bundy and those tapes. That's something else that I really liked, because in another Netflix original, Mindhunter, which follows the people that actually termed the word serial killer, very loosely, it's fictional, it's not 100% accurate, but the people that they interview are true serial killers, and the interviews that they do are very similar to the real documented interviews in which they copy the dialogue. So I like that that was done in this one as well, because it really makes the film immersive, especially if you are educated or aware Ted Bundy's case. So I think that that was absolutely amazing. That's what sold me, was those two scenes, and apart from just his looks and the way that he's done interviews about this film, is just phenomenal. And yeah, I think these are these two movies I love, and I don't say that in the sense of like I love Ted Bundy, because I don't. Am I fascinated by Ted Bundy? Yes, because I can't comprehend a person's ability to murder someone and then murder another person and just do it continuously, to abuse the bodies afterwards, to just be so disturbed and to enjoy it and feed off of it. This is what fascinates me, is that we have had people, and unfortunately we do have people that do these things. It's just mind-boggling to me. And I love like studying it and trying to figure out, you know, what makes a serial killer. That's why I loved Mindhunter. That's why I loved My Friend Dahmer. And that's why I loved Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. And that's another thing. The title of this movie is actual quotes from the judge that sentenced Ted Bundy to death. And his speech was basically the same as the judge. Like, they did such a good job portraying the real dialogue in this film. The outfits were really on point. I think all the actors did a really good job in it, and I'm really happy that it's easily accessible. You just need a Netflix account. If I had to rate this movie, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. And the only reason why I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 is because of the beginning. I kind of understand why they made it fast-paced, because they wanted to focus on the trial, but I would have rather that they made this like a 2.5-hour movie. Like, if they would have just added 30 minutes, I feel like they could have put more depth and detail into the beginning of the movie and Liz and Ted's like starting relationship, because it moved extremely fast. And I know that's probably very accurate because of the time frame, you know, to meet someone at a club and take them home and hang out with them in like a matter of hours is not that common anymore, because people are scared of things like Ted Bundy. So I wish they would have slowed down the beginning a little bit, because it was a little confusing and a little bit like, whoa, what's going on? Amazing cast. The likeliness between the characters and the real life people, oh my god, it's insane. It's really disturbing almost. Like I said, the real dialogue really made this movie. So I would definitely recommend that you guys go ahead and check it out. It may not be exactly what you were expecting, but now that I've kind of talked about it, maybe it will be. It's definitely not glorifying the victims in any way or doing them any disrespect. It's, I think, a really great film to teach people about Ted Bundy, but also like educate us on being cautious and how to like interpret someone's body language and their attitude and their stance. So really love the film. Definitely something I'd want to watch again to see if there's anything else I can pick up on. But if you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about it. I'd love to talk about it more with you. And if you're gonna go ahead and check it out, please do. And maybe this video will make you want to check it out. Till then, I love you guys, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Peace out, Girl Scouts.